Alright, so today we're going to play Esper Control in Pioneer in a prelim. So there's a prelim that's starting in a minute and 40 seconds that we are entered for. And basically, I saw this list on Twitter, and I love Control. I love, like, brews of Control. I love Esper. I don't know if blue-white is where I want to be in the format. Playing Portable Hole sometimes is great, but sometimes it's a liability. So it's in the sideboard here. So this is just a bunch. I mean, this list is hard to see. It was quite the pain in the ass, but I found it from this tweet. This popped up on my timeline. I retweeted it if you want to find it. And then this is the list, basically. It's a ton of lands. And so I'll move these over here. Then it's basically 1 mana removal, some value with Yorion, because it's a Yorion deck. And then a bunch of just really powerful Haymakers. Haymaker. Some good removal. So it's got like a really good removal suite here. Of just like Void Rend is very flexible. You know, so you have this really good removal suite. And then you just got a bunch of really powerful engines. You know, these cards are just incredibly powerful. The Wandering Emperor, we've seen how powerful that card is. You know, so essentially you just have... you know, some removal, counters, draw cards, powerhouses. Like these, any one of these cards could just win the game. So you basically have 10 win cons. Plus you have Yorion you can put in hand. Sideboard's kind of cool. Some powerful cards in the sideboard. Go blank is a house in this format. All right, here we go. Round 1. So, let's see. We reveal Yorion, our friend. This hand is so... I guess it's good, right? All right, let's look at these lands. Which the hell's what? What the hell's what here? All right. So you have to do one of these two first, then this, then this. And everything comes into play untapped. Keep. So you probably want blue. So you want blue. So you probably put it like this, and then just do like this. All right, it's the mirror, so let's settle in. They're playing probably blue-white control. Hey, no problem, buddy. All right, I don't want to walk this into a Censor. I think this card's too good to walk into a Censor. But at the same time, if they censor this, Kaya might resolve. But this card's really good, so I want to try and resolve this. I think it's important to play around Censor always. Although, it's kind of this weird tension because on one hand you play around Censor, and on the other hand you play into Absorb. So, like, I think we are going to get away with resolving this. Maybe this card's not as good as I think because it's going to walk into Unholy. It's going to walk into Portable Hole. But then we can go Kaya, doink it. Okay, well, they got countered anyway. Well, that sucked. Always happens. I don't really want to resolve this. If I resolve a Kaya next turn, then they just slam Teferi and the game ends. Like, Kaya's not on the level of Teferi. We have to play fast, because clock is going to be a big issue in this match. So there's going to be a lot of F6ing on my behalf. Maybe I should pay 2, but... Make a human. Hell yeah. Opponent knows what's up. At least they didn't like do anything crazy. Okay, so now we can go Kaya, hold up, absorb. Kaya. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's probably better. They're probably holding off the fatal push. Kaya. Kaya goes up. Get rid of the lands. Kaya. We're gonna have to fucking kill these stupid things eventually. It's so tilting. Alright, so they have Teferi plus counter backup. But if they do that, we could just verse it. Hopefully. Cling to Dust. Interesting. Let's cling to dust our thing. Draw a card. Play land plus Kaya. And we could return a Yorion here. Could probably return a Yorion. We have enough mana to protect ourselves the turn after. So, like, if they were to resolve a Teferi, we can answer Teferi plus whatever. But we do have one absorb up. So, like, we're going to kind of be okay. Kaya's probably going to die here, though. But this card's really not as impactful as I thought it would be, to be honest. It's not really having an impact. I guess I could kind of save it, but if I save it, then I just get dunked on by, like, whatever. That was not a very impressive Planeswalker there. We invested a lot in that and probably shouldn't have. 1, 2, 3, what can we do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold up, absorb. That doesn't seem very good, but just play a Yorion here. The problem is if we do nothing, I'm gonna counter this. The problem is if we do nothing, we just slowly die to this castle, so we have to do something. Because these humans are going to kill us. Always Censor in this matchup. It's always Censor. This Castle Ardenvale is actually going to kill us. I'm immediately recognizing a weakness of this deck in that it does not have Field of Ruin. So that's a bit of an issue. Because we're just going to lose the game to this castle. And here comes their Teferi. We'll be able to... What the fuck is this? Shark Typhoon. Alright, well that's way better for us because we have Vanishing Verse. Wonder if they held up Dovin's Veto. They probably did. Shit. We have to just go for it, right? Oops. They have a veto. They have a veto. Like, what am I... Can't really do much about it. Alright, that's good. Do I need to pop a Bloodchiefs on one of these? No, I don't think so. Not yet. Soon. I need a Emperor here to just make a 2/2, and then I could just be fine. But until the Emperor comes, it's going to be rough. Yeah, these are the same humans from... This set gives me... It's quite traumatic, this set. Do you know how many cards are banned from this set? 7 cards got banned from Throne of Eldraine in various formats. Isn't that kind of crazy? 7 cards. Alright, we're kind of in trouble here. We need a Teferi. Yeah. Field of the Dead got banned. Fires of Invention got banned. Oko got banned. Yeah, we're not in a good spot. We're dying to the castle. I guess we're going to have to start destroying these humans. Yeah, apparently. Alright. Yay! Alright, so we have to resolve this. Teferi? I don't even know if this is going to be enough, to be honest. Absorb. So now we have to go Dovin's Veto. Alright, so Teferi resolves. Now we have to plus Teferi. And we have to Bloodchief's Thirst one of these. So I'll just kill Teferi. They're just going to make another one. They have 4. They're going to put me to 3. Jesus. Jeez. 1, 2. God, I just got demolished by Castle Ardenvale. Just Castle Ardenvale beats. Just no answers to that in the 75. That's good. Good sign. All right. Well, that's not very good. And this Field of Ruin kind of makes Farewell. What did they do that for? Oh, my Cling to Dust? Sure. Going straight at me. Love it. Alright, well, let's plus. That's a good one. Alright. We back in this. Pop, 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 pop. We back in this. 1, 2. We really needed to draw that. That was really clutch. I don't know about this one. They wanted to just exile our Cling to Dust. Interesting. I mean, Cling to Dust is a powerful card. Alright. Well. Draw 2? Sure. Wish it said destroy target land. Pow. Alright, looks like they're going to hold up castle. Teferi, go! Play you. Farewell was about sending a message? Maybe. How's this for sending a message? It's easier to click that than click no. Alright. This goes where? This goes in me? Sure. Eventually we can get in a position where we Void Rend it and then absorb that and gain 3. I'm pretty sure that works like that. Does it work like that? Probably. Ooh, never mind. Plus. Let's play the Wandering Emperor now, so we can untap at the end of turn. Alright, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. The Imps. We'll fight over this for sure. Holy fuck. Let's exile this creature, gain some life. I cannot believe that that resolved. Cannot believe it. What the hell's in their hand? Just a bunch of portable holes. Alright, so we are ultimating Teferi this turn. I will Void Rend it if they do something. Pop, pop. Hopefully we get to Teferi. Oh, that would make me so happy. Oh, I would be so happy. Where are we going with our little human? How about no? Nope. I believe I will ultimate this Teferi. Oh, whoa. Conceded from the game. Teferino, who knew that this card was busted? Who knew that Teferi was busted? Well, I mean, I had the Teferi in the Teferi matchup. All right, so we want Hermit. I think Hermit's good. I think we want, like, all of this. Right? I think Hermit's going to be good. I think Veto's going to be good. I think Mind Rot's going to be good. Especially because Memory Deluge becomes so huge. Right? Yeah, apparently they had 6 lands. I don't know. So, I think I'm going to bring in these 9. Which lets us fuck around. I don't like Censor. I don't think we need all these Fatal pushes. I don't think we need all this removal. So if we were on the play, maybe I'd want to keep in the Censor. I do like keeping in some removal, but I guess... What are they going to have? They're going to have, like, that stupid Sphinx, maybe? Let's keep in the Verdicts. And we have Void Rends to protect ourselves. We have Bloodchiefs. We have Vanishing Verses at instant speed to kill Emperors and stuff. Well, it does kill the Wandering Emperor, right? It kills the Wandering Emperor. It kills Shark Typhoon and all shark related Typhoon activities. So basically their deck looks like this without the black, right? So instead of black, they're playing Portable Holes and stuff. So that's why I'm down to play it like this. All right, let's submit. Let's bring in all this hate. 3-mana Teferi is banned in Pioneer. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what camp you believe in. But yeah, he's banned in Pioneer. So you can't really play him. He would be... It is interesting. It is very interesting that there's no Field of Ruins in this list. I get it, because the mana requirements of all the spells is such that you probably can't play too many basics. But at the same time, like, this is where the deck came from. Well, we'll choose Yorion. Okay. Alright, so this hand's okay. Not very exciting, but, you know, kind of what you sign up for when you play Control. This yield. It's so nice not to play a Control Mirror and have to worry about 3-mana Teferi. Omen of the Sea. Bottom. Into... I guess we can go... They could have a Dovin's Veto here, but that's fine. I want to try and resolve Wandering Emperor to win the game. Censor. Alright, well, we're playing around Censor. Let's get this Teferino out of their hand. They are not... I mean, we're not going to do anything this turn. Let's just put this into play tapped. We cannot beat a Teferino. Yeah. Alright, so one Censor got cycled. So we have to play around Censor for the rest of the game, obviously. 4 mana. We could Deluge here. So we could Deluge, get the Censor out, or we could just wait a turn. I'm inclined to wait a turn. What's the rush, you know? Alright, now we have all this. All of this wonderfulness. All of this happiness. What the fuck is this? Sharky? Well, that's rude. We're going to have to Wandering Emperor the Sharky. So they'll attack. I'll take the 3. Second main phase, or end of turn, I'll exile that. I don't want to do it now because I don't want them to resolve Teferino next turn. So Emperor. Ouch. Ooh, so if we go blank, this is their hand exactly. Fateful, Supreme, Censor, this. So if we go blank them, 1, 2, 3, what are they discarding? Verdict. That doesn't seem like the best thing. If we play Teferi, unsummon, they'll Fateful Absence it. That's okay. I mean, we're up a card in that, I think. And their hand is still shit. And we get to draw a card off the Fateful Absence. We get to get rid of the Shark. Their hand is still garbage. They get the Teferi out of here. That's fine. I mean, we get a clue. Their Censor's gone. Their Absence is gone. Narset? That's annoying. They have a Teferi. Alright, so... We can't draw on our turn. We can go blank them, but they'll just discard the 2 verdicts. I still think that's okay. Actually, let's wait on the go blank. Because we can do a absorb the Teferi plus Deluge. Hopefully they don't hit another counterspell here. They could resolve Teferi. Dispute. Alright, that's good. We could pay for Dispute. Here comes Teferi. Now we go 1, 2, 3. Absorb the Teferi. Alright, so we could do the Deluge here, but they'll for sure dispute it. So let's just pop the clue, and it goes around Narset because it's their turn. So now we'll go to our turn. Ooh, Shambling Vents. That'll kill Narset next turn. So their hand is 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll wait here on this stuff. We'll Deluge at the end of their turn. Alright, let's go blue, blue, white, purple. Deluge. So we have 3 mana up to pay for the Dispute. Which I'll pay for all day. Maybe I should scry here with this, but I kind of want to keep this around for Yurion value. But it would be a good scry. Alright, let's take 1, 2. Wow, that's pretty good. Alright, we do need to kill this. We do need to get the Narset out of the picture before we can really enjoy the Teferi. The fruits of the Teferi labor. So let's try and swing this at the Narset. Let's see what happens here. This could go very poorly. But I think getting the Narset out of the way right now while we have a bunch of mana up is... Wandering Emperor would be a disaster. Shit. So we can't absorb because it'll just get countered. Shit. Kind of a disaster here. Yeah, this gets counter, that gets eaten. Alright, let's just go blank now. Wow, we know they can't dispute it. So they discarded the 2 Supreme Verdicts, which we probably knew that they would be doing. Alright, now they have Emperor, which is a problem. Don't beat Teferi. No! Oh, that we don't care about that. That we don't care about. Because now we can resolve Teferi. Unsummon that. Alright, let's do that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Teferi. Unsummon that. Now we're good. Where's the Elder Spell? It's coming, don't worry. We do have a problem in that we can't really draw off Teferi, which is kind of annoying, but Teferi will be the focal point of this game for the next few turns. We do get to untap lands. Cling to dust. Cling to dust. I'm going to cast a Deluge now. I probably should have cast a Deluge before I plussed. Because maybe I could draw Vanishing Verse and then kill this. What do we got? We got Dispute? Sure. Pay. Cast Dispute. We'll take... I want to take a land. Oh, I want to take a land. And I think I'll take Wandering Emperor. And then we'll play the lands. We'll go to end step and we'll untap black, black. So now we have... Oh my god, I did that terribly. I should have untapped the white. So I had Wandering Emperor here. That was a bit of a punt. But that's okay. We love to punt. I'm going to Cling to Dust, their Dispute. So maybe we draw... Yeah, that was really bad. Really, really bad to do that. But it's okay. We're in an okay spot here. Yep. No. That is unacceptable. Nope. Alright, they have 1 card. We have 1,000,000 cards. I think we're going to win. It's just going to take some time. Alright, that's really good. Which one do we want to get rid of? The Emperor or the Narset? I think we want to get rid of the Emperor. And then end of turn, we could just play our Emperor, attack their Narset, hold up these. I think we're in a good spot here. Doesn't feel like we're in the best of spots, but we are in a good spot. Plus, we could start using Deluges if a Hall of the Storm Giants. That card's very good. Yes. Okay, we go to 18. I think it's actually just flashback Memory Deluge. No, we need to put a pressure on this. So let's do this. Let's play the Wandering Emperor. Let's make a 2/2. Let's untap. Let's put a counter on this. Let's see. Let's swing at the Narset. Then they'll trade. No big deal. Ours has first strike, so it's not really a trade. I definitely knew that. I didn't just realize that. Teferino, we untap to. And then we have Veto plus... Yeah. Alright. I feel like we're in an okay spot. We're good on time. I'm not really, I want to hold up these two counter spells, right? I want to hold up Dovin's Veto, or at least Cling to Dust, right? So there's no reason to add Yori on, right? We have Veto plus this, plus Cling to Dust up. All right, we won. They should remove Static. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, they had a Narset out that whole game, and it wasn't really even close. I mean, we drew Memory Deluge, and they didn't draw Memory Deluges. All right, that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. All right, so what are some immediate problems of the deck? Kind of weak to land shit. There's nothing in the 75 that has the word land on it, which might not be an issue, but it may be an issue moving forward. I don't know. But that was the first immediate thing we saw. We kind of got ranched by that stupid manland, the people thing. Yeah, Deluge is gross. The stupid people maker from Throne of Eldraine. What's up, Builder Burn? All right, this is good. I think Fatal Push is a little bit more flexible than Portable Hole. So we'll just see if it's good. There might not be a lot of ways to trigger Revolt, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how games develop. Doomsday was rough. I had one Doomsday video where I went 5-0, and then another Doomsday video where I got wrecked. Demonic Tutor was an uncommon? What? Alright. Alright, so it's before this. So it's before this. Grazer, alright. Oh boy, it's that deck. All right, we have Dovin's Veto, which is nice. That's a good draw too. Search for Ascanta. Love that card. Alright, so we're playing against Hidden Strings. So next turn they're just going to derp around and not do anything. Pop, pop. They didn't even float the mana. Didn't even pretend that they needed to float the mana. Alright, we're to always yields. Let's start filling up the graveyard. Yeah. Oh, that was beautiful. Alright. We're just going to sit on... Yeah, we could do brewing. Sometimes I'm more into, like, brewing than other times. But we could definitely start doing a little bit more. Let's put this into the graveyard. Let's try and just hit lands. Alright. Mono red control. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could do that. There's so much I want to do. Alright, they're not doing anything. Let's just fill up. Yep, that goes in the graveyard. Play land. Now we have double veto. Seems good. I hope we crush this deck. Nothing would make me happier than beating this stupid fucking deck. I hate this deck so much. I hates it. I hates it. Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, the problem is a lot of decks are too fast, so you don't have time to derp around with this. Yep. Alright, so missing Field of Ruin already. I'm going to put this into the graveyard, yes. Alright, we could play Teferi, untap 1, then we'll have 1 Dovin's Veto up. I don't know if that's good, or if we should keep 2 up. I kind of want to keep 2 Vetoes up. I think I can afford to play a Teferino here. I think we could jam Tef. Maybe this is wrong to play Teferi here. But if it's wrong to play a Teferi, I don't want to be right. Well, if we waited, right, we could hold up Void Rend and then Void Rend the Leer. We can go Void Rend, Leer, hold Veto, but I think if we survive this turn, we're okay. But we have to survive this turn, obviously. Hopefully just go black, blue, blue, whatever the fuck that card is called. Ultimatum, and then we just go pop, and then we untap. We plus, we win the game. Yeah, return the poor, yep. I'm going to veto this. Do I veto this? Because they can go untap 2. They can untap and then keep going. Or I could just veto this. I'm going to veto. I could have just lost the game right here. If they go the Cypher spell, untap, untap. Hidden Strings, untap, untap. Pour, keep going. This is why I should have probably waited on the Teferi. But this is just to be an aggressive play. They just thought they would win the game. Graveyard. Plus. Play lands. I don't think that this Censor is going to come into play. So I am going to cycle the Censor. And I'm going to Cling to Dust. No, I should hold the Cling to Dust in case they go for something again. But I do want to... I might as well kill this. Nah, doesn't do anything. I might as well kill this because I want more cards in the graveyard for Cling to the Dust. And I get to untap 2 mana with Teferi. Right? So, since we have the Cling, we might end up like clinging something, flashing back Cling, and then not having enough cards for Azcanta. So, now we have this that kills Leer, and we have this that counters a Wish, and we should be like good. Blue, blue. Look. Boink. And they copy the Lotus Field. Okay. We're going to play Emperor, start producing a clock. It might... Yeah, let's just put Emperor in play. Emperor. Make a dude. Untap. This goes into the graveyard. Would like to transform, yes. Plus. Make a dude. Now, the question is, what are we doing? Are we Teferiing the Azcanta? Do we need to do that? Alright, let's see what our mana looks like. It costs 3 to Azcanta. And then we get to untap 2. So, in theory, we could hit Dovin's Veto. We've used 2 Dovin Vetoes, so there are only 2 mana counterspells. So, I don't think we need to do that. I think we can just Fatal Push. I think I could just Cling to Dust their Ultimatum here, or pour over the pages. Probably the Ultimatum. Cling to Dust that. And then we can play this and look for a land. Progress our board a little bit. Let's bottom, top, play the land, go to end step, untap, untap. Okay. So now we have Absorb plus Void Rend if they play Leer. So now we have an answer to Leer. Got him. Got him. Alright. So, what do we have in the sideboard? Yoink. 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 I don't know about Gust. Let's think about Gust. It gets Sylvan Scrying, but we're gonna... It does get the one thing. Alright, so I think Kaya's kind of useless. Actually, Kaya might be good to police the graveyard. Let's get rid of all this shit. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of Vanishing Verse. Although Vanishing Verse does kill Leer. I think I'm going to get rid of all this removal. They do have that Sphinx, that stupid uncounterable Sphinx. So I am leaving in Verdicts to deal with that Sphinx. I am going to cut... Keep Vanishing Verse for what? Leer? I mean, I have Void Rends, right? If I get Omniscience? Yeah, but I mean, like, by the time they get to Omniscience, I might, you know. Go blank Thoughtseize. I want these Hermits. I love this Hermit. He makes me so happy. You make me so very happy. Yeah, I'm going to cut the verses. We'll see without the verses. I think maybe I want them back, but I'm really afraid of the stupid Hexproof Sphinx. Censor does not... You know what? You're right. Let's do 2 for 2 here. 2 for 2 here. Then we got... Let's see what our curve looks like. We got the ones. Don't think they have Planeswalkers. Fatal Push doesn't do anything. Have you tried Coherence at a Union? I have played this deck one match before this, which was round 1. But this person, whoever they are, Raja, they seem to be, if you like read the comments, they're very sure of themselves. You know? Where's the Typhoon? Not interested. The top of the blah, 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 blah. The list is pretty well tuned right now. Just have to keep up with the meta. So I'll just stick to what they're, you know, they seem pretty sure of themselves. So I'll just piggyback on the top of their, knowing what they sound like they know what they're doing. So, oh boy, this hand is how I lose a game if I keep it and don't get a land. Mulligan. This hand we keep. What goes back? The win con? Hell yeah, we put the win con back. We don't want to win the game. We don't give a fuck about winning. I'm going to Thoughtseize on 1 so I can maybe tag a Sylvan Scrying. So we can get rid of the stupid Sylvan Scrying. Oh, yeah. Get the fuck out of here. That might have been the wrong choice given the shimmer that they have. But shimmy, shimmy, ah. That might have been the wrong choice. We'll see. We didn't finish the Wordle. What'd they hit? They cast Shimmer, it doesn't say. So we can Thoughtseize again, but I think we can kind of wait on the Thoughtseize. Should we wait? Or should we just say fuck them and get them? We could play the Omen. Let's just play this and let's yield. And then we can Omen if they don't play Sylvan Scrying, and we can counter it if they do. Because, like, oh, they don't have their Lotus Field. Oh, that's such a shame. I hate to see that. It's really awful that they couldn't find their Lotus Fields. That's such a shame. Alright, so let's get rid of the Vanishing Verse and let's keep the land. Play the land. Now we have Absorb plus Thoughtseize up. Yeah, we're actually stuck on the Wordle right now. We have 2 mana black sorcery from before Alpha and then before Torment. So in these sets. 2 mana black uncommon sorcery. Alright, so they have Thespian Stage. Is this worth a scry here? I think not. I think we have a land drop, so I think we're good. Alright, we could Thoughtseize and return Yorion if their hand is not very threatening. So let's do that. Let's Thoughtseize here. If their hand is garbage, alright, let's think. Let's take the Pour Over Pages, because they can cast that next turn. They do have the Dispute, but we can fight the Dispute. Let's return Yorion. Let's go Shields down for a turn. They can still dispute the Yorion, so we'll wait for on this Yorion. But I want to return it now when they can't really threaten us, because Yorion plus draw a card is pretty busted. Sky Noodle. Cruel Edict. That might be a good one. Alright, what do we got? What are we doing here? Granted, sure. Alright. So the fairies are on an adventure. Oh, that was a common. Oops. But it was greater than this set. So it's in this little time period right here. Urza Saga, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they're casting Granted. They're getting Pithing Needle. They're casting Pithing Needle. What are they naming? They're naming... They're probably naming Teferi Big Tef Hero. But this is perfect, because now we get to resolve Yorion. So the question is, do we go Shields down again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so let's think what happens. So we know their hand. They played the Boseiju. So their hand is Hidden Strings Desert Thing. So if they draw a land, they go sack 2, float 2, play Hidden Strings. They draw the Lotus Field, they play the Lotus Field, sack, use the 2 mana, copy, 2 mana, untap, Hidden Strings. That's 6 mana. That's not enough for Cruel Ultimatum. So worst case scenario, we can't die to Cruel Ultimatum. So let's play Sky Noodle. Sky Noodle blinks Omen. Done. Yield to the turn. Omen comes in, and I will scribe both of those to the bottom. Maybe I want this land. Nah, let's bottom it. Okay, we got a land anyway. Alright, so we know their hand, and they drew land, so they're just fucked. Alright. Feel good. Let's play the Watery Grave. Let's get the beats on. Then end of turn we can scry. Thespian Stage my black source so they can maybe cast Emergent Ultimatum. It's adorable. Oh, they could do it. They could Thespian Stage my other black source. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Fairy. I'm going to let this resolve, and then I'm going to Void Rend it. Actually, I should just absorb it, right? Get this in the grave. Just fuck that card. Yeah, they can. That's why I was like, they could start messing around with this card, right? Discard 2 cards, return it. So just get it in the graveyard. All right, let's cash in on our Omen here. All right, So I don't want either of these cards, to be honest. Bottom. Untabbies. So their hand is 1, 2, 3. They're going to copy this, then cast Ultimatum. Attack. So they have 3 turns here. Alright, so now they can actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could cast the Ultimatum. Pour over pages. This is fine. They discarded a Thespian Stage. Yep. The problem is if we would have countered that, then next turn they just play Ultimatum and we're kind of fucked. I don't want Ultimatum to resolve. I guess that's the moral of the story. I am going to Void Rend this Pithing Needle at the end of turn. Just so it turns on the draw of Teferi. Alright. They did not play a land that turn, which is kind of interesting. Alright, let's Void Rend the Pithing Needle. Gust is a really, really good draw. It means we have a counterspell for another spell, and we have Aether Gust for the Emergence Ultimatum, which feels really good. The fuck is this? Vizier? Sure. Alright. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 mana, which means we could Teferi and play around the hidden strings. Shimmer. Yep. There it is, Lotus Field, the card itself. They do have hidden strings. But all we have to do is Gust the Ultimatum. Here comes the hidden strings. Oh, Vizier, untap. Sure. And they got to turn these things into this. So basically, they're going to spend a turn here jerking around, copying, turning these 2 things into Lotus Fields, and then they're going to pass the turn. Then next turn, we're going to Gust their They might go for it this turn, but I hope they don't. All right, so they're going to just pass. Now we're going to get to put them to 4. Ooh, that's a tough one if we want to resolve it. I'm not really sure if we want to resolve this. All right, let's think about it. So the problem is, right, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cast this. They dispute it, right, because we know they have the dispute. I think it's the last turn of the game, and I think as long as we hold these 3 cards up, we won't lose. So I'm inclined, because they're going to go Emergent, and we're going to go 1, 2, Gust it. They're going to dispute it, and we'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we still have Veto up should they do anything crazy, and then they're just dead to the Yorion. So I don't think we need to play this. I think we just pass, hold up the world, and we should be good. But who the fuck knows, right? Alright, so now they're going to do some copying of this. So they're going to have 1 million, billion, trillion mana. Yup. Alright, so they have 1, 2, 3, 9 mana. Plus they have a hidden strings. Ugh. This is going to be hard. Alright. Pour over pages. I kind of feel like countering this. But they do have the hidden strings. Yeah, I'm just going to counter this. Well, I have Gust. That draws them 3 cards. They could very easily cast 2 ultimatums this turn if that resolves. Maybe this was wrong. Maybe I was supposed to hold this for the ultimatum. But, like, they get to do ridiculous things. That draws them... That basically... dig through time? Oh my god. Yep. Yeah, but their removal is hopefully just disputes. So hopefully this will resolve on this. Alright, well, here we go. Okay. That was easy, but it was not easy. It makes me feel so good to beat that deck. Once again, no land hate, but it feels good to beat that deck. This hand's sweet. Sneaky Mizout. Hello, good luck. If you are from there, you're guaranteed to know that? I mean, touche. There wasn't even water in the goddamn thing. Oh my god. What's the next one? No, we gotta focus. Llanowar Elf. Uh-oh. We're dead. We are dead. If we were on the play, we would be able to stop this. Oath of Nissa. Yes, yes, yes. This would have been a nice last turn. I think we need to hold up the Censor. I don't think killing an elf does anything. I think we have to just yield. I mean, we have to just try and dig something with the Censor and then Fatal Push. I don't want to get Nissa or something horrible. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank goodness. Ping, just pay 1. Alright. Now we can go Fatal Push you. I hate this stupid, ugly 7th edition one. Alright. Yeah, sure. You may draw a card, target opponent exiles a card from their hand. Ugh. Guess it's gotta be... It's either the Emperor or Memory Deluge. No, I think it's Memory Deluge. I could play the Emperor next turn and exile the Emperor. Yeah, Oath of Nissa. This is what people are doing in mono green right now, because each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. So you just do this over and over and over with Chain Veil. When you're looping Karns, you just Karn for this. Kaya Orzhov Usurper can kill this. Or kill this. But then we exile the Search Rescanta? I do kind of want to kill this fucking thing. No. Let's play Kaya. Kaya. Get the fuck out of here. And then we can start plussing this and exiling the Wandering Emperor tokens. I guess we exile the Search. Yup. I want to save this to exile this. I want them to have no devotion. Oh god, I hate this card. It's so annoying. Sure. I could Teferi bounce this. Teferi bottom this. Then what happens? If we go... They go plus. We play Emperor. We Teferi minus. They kill it with this. We Teferi plus. They could just kill, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Holy fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we Teferi minus. No, I guess the play is Wandering Emperor, make a Samurai. But then they could just attack and kill our Wandering Emperor. I think it has to be Teferi minus. And then they'll have to waste time killing it. That's got to be our play. Unfortunately. God, that card is fucked. Kiora, untap a land. Activate this for 1, swing it to Teferi. Sure. Fancy. Alright, so what do you need to draw here? I guess we could return Yorion, but I think Emperor's better. We're getting demolished by this deck. God, that card was so fucking good. This was not even close. I guess we need to be on the play to deal with this kind of deck. These Planeswalkers are so strong. Untap, target permanent. Yup. 7 mana. Okay, that I can deal with. That sounds like a great thing to attack with. Yay, bop, 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 bop. Alright, so next turn, the stupid guy comes back. Nicole Bolas, Dragon Douche. He doesn't come back anymore. Do I make it 2/2? I probably just plus here. Choose nothing. 1, 2, 3. Blue, white. Return your Ion. Alright, go to the turn. Yeah, this is a crazy draw. This was such a good draw. It's not even funny. I cannot put into words how I just, like, this was our way out of this game. Is to not let that fucking stupid thing resolve. This God Pharaoh bullshit. Nope. Oh, I gotta do a different way to nope. Nope. Go away. Stay away. Don't come back. You hear? Don't come back. We're gonna go Greatest Samurai. 2, 3, 4. Play Urion. Blink. Okay, blink this. Done. So when that comes back, we get to activate it again. So we can create our own army. Greatest Samurai. Look at this. Look at this army we've created. How are they getting Grixis mana? Yeah, Oath. You may spend manas or any color to cast Planeswalker spells. Just stop doing stuff. Don't cast anything. Just stop. Stop. Yes. 10 mana. Sure, reasonable. God, we gotta kill this fucking Kiora so badly. I want to kill this fucking card. I can't put into words how badly I want to kill this fucking card. This card is so good. I heard PT Bench talking last night about how this card might be ban-worthy. Oh, great, Karn. Perfect, into God Pharaoh statue. Another, nice. Nice. They could get the Chain Veil here. Ugh. Actually, they could return Nicole Bolas this turn. Kill this. The Chain Veil. So stupid. Yeah. I mean, they're doing it right now. They get to untap this again. They could probably get the Restorative Burst. They might not have enough mana to do it. Everything this turn. Another Kiora. Sure. That's good. Yes. Can you just be done? Can you just stop? I don't think they have enough mana to really go too crazy. I guess Kiora can untap this and they could reactivate it, but I don't know. Yeah, you definitely could do that. There's enough cards in the format. Alright, so now they can recast the Bolus. Bro. This is really fun stuff. Really good, fun, interactive gameplay. Really well designed. Yeah. Yep. I don't think they have the devotion to kill us, but I don't fucking know. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, they have Restorative Burst to return Nicola Bolas and Kiora. Yup. So this gets exiled. So they can play this. Untap this again. I don't think we're dead. But they do play the Nicola Bolas and they can kill this. But if they do kill something, we can Fatal Push the Troll and then attack and kill these stupid fucking Planeswalkers. Oh my... Is this infinite? Did they just go infinite? I don't know. I don't know. They have 12 mana. Yeah. Okay. I will finally be able to fucking kill this old growth troll when they make me do this stuff. I can sack this, it'll leave the battlefield, I'll kill the fucking troll. Oh my god. This is so terrible. Nicole Bolas has all the activated abilities, all loyal planeswalkers, blah 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 blah. Untap. Am I just dead? Is this me dead? Oh, so no. Alright, they fucked up. We'll exile this. Right? Okay. Now this leaves the fucking battlefield, so next time they... Alright, let's kill this fucking stupid growth troll. Maybe that'll fuck up their shit. Yeah, this deck is stupid. Doesn't really change anything at all. Alright, get out of here. No, but I mean, like, I gotta do something, right? Kiora, untap the Chain Veil. So I just get to use this over and over. I haven't played against this deck in a while. I thought they needed more devotion. But I guess with this shit, they don't. 15. God, yeah, they just get to go infinite with this. Infinite activations. Karn, get this burst. Do you guys want to keep watching this, or can I concede it? What you'd ban? Nykthos. Nykthos is an abomination. It's been an abomination. Alright, you guys want to watch? Alright. We'll keep going. This card's been an abomination for forever. Yeah. Meteor Golem, kill my what? No, he can Meteor Golem. He could have killed the Wandering Emperor and... Because this Bolas can kill the Wandering Emperor. 23 mana, nice, nice. Ban Nykthos, ban Karn. Just ban them both. I just don't know how this is, like... I guess I made the mistake. I mean, this is turn what? I guess it's turn 9. I guess they're allowed to masturbate on turn... Can't be turn 9. Yeah, I guess it's turn 9. They're allowed to masturbate on turn 9. Eh, it's not too bad. I mean, we're dead here, by the way. They have the loop. They have the mill us thing. They could just keep doing this over and over and over. The Chain Veil was a good addition, whoever added this. They just... What'd they do? Somehow they did. Oh, so they destroyed the Meteor Golem with the. Then they get to Restorative Burst, return the Restorative Burst, return the Meteor Golem, the Wandering Emperor, then activate this a bunch of times, and then just each player who doesn't have a legendary creature loses the game. Or they could just find a black land. They don't have a black mana source yet, but they can use the Nykthos to activate for Black Devotion, and use the black from the Black Devotion on the Bolus to kill us with the Pestilence Cauldron. Yeah. I'm just gonna I'll let you guys see this really fun stuff. Chat wants to see you kill me. Alright, so this card is so dumb. This card is so dumb. Oh, they get to just activate this a million fucking times. Cool. How is this being what? How's this? What the fuck? What in the fuck just happened? That was for each Planeswalker you control, you may activate. Oh, so you get to the point where you can activate it 6 times. So they just went plus plus plus. You win the game. That was apparently chain activation stack. That was really fun. All right, Aether Gust, let's go. Thoughtseize, let's go. Dovin's Veto, let's go. Cling to Dust, we want. I mean, I want fucking all these cards. I want all this shit. Vanishing Verse, yes. Bloodchief's Thirst, yes. Censor on the draw, yes. Escanta, Heartless Act. I don't know if I want Heartless Act. I want all these counter spells. I want Kaya. I don't think I want Portable Hole. I think I want these things. I want this. Probably don't need these. What am I cutting? Cut a Verdict. Cut an Emperor. I guess we cut Omen of the Seas. Because we just need removal. Yeah. Go Blank's pretty good too, I think. I think Go Blank's better than Power Word Kill. Alright. Let's try this, like so. Let's shave some of the derpy draw cards and then just have like pure answers. Let's give it a shot. Drop Kaya? She can kill dorks, right? She kills dorks. She can exile Oath of Nissas. She can exile that festival card in the graveyard. I guess we'll keep this. We have Verdict. I don't know if Verdict's good enough. I'm going to keep. I'm going to play Deserted Beach on 1. The combo with Cauldron is that you just keep casting it over and over, and then you gain life and gain life and gain life and gain life, and then... So the problem is if Kaya returns on, like, resolves on 2, then I just lose. The combo is you gain life, you gain life, you gain life, and then you mill your opponent out. Like, this is fine. Graveyard, yes, even though I need the white. Drowned Catacomb. I think I bounced the elf. I think I just put the elf on top. Yeah, Cauldron mills. So Cauldron is its own, like, combo, right? Because you just... Restorative Blast, right? You've gained 30,000 life, right? Just casting the things over and over and over. And then you just, each opponent mills cards equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn. So it's just a 1-card combo. Fuck Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. That card is horse shit. You didn't even attack. Didn't even attack. Don't want it tapped, so I can't exile it with the Wandering Emperor. That's why they did it. Smart. I need the double white for the verdict, so I'm going to keep it. Even though my hand's full of fucking lands, I have to keep it. We're just going to veto the Kiora and then verdict. Oh, this verdict's getting better and better. Jesus Christ. At least this fucking deck doesn't have Veil of Summer. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Don't have another, please. 2 cards left. Just be done. Just attack me for 5 and just move on. Don't play a Karn. Don't do anything crazy. Just attack me for 5. Or 1. They're playing around Wandering Emperor exiling the Troll. The fuck do I get 2 Search for Escantas? Alright. God, fuck! Fuck Kiora. This card's such horseshit. But the problem is Kiora wouldn't be bad without... I mean, just this card's crazy. Am I just dead? Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is why I don't play this format. This deck. Oh, Fatal Push. Perfect. Uh-oh. I am so fucked. I have absolutely nothing. I could play this to Legend Rule, so I flip my thing next turn, but I don't think I get it next turn. I could return. I have to do it. I mean, yeah. I could return Yorion. What the fuck is that gonna do? There's no way. They didn't even activate Karn last turn. They didn't even bother to activate Karn. Yeah, I'm just dead. Do you guys want to watch me die, or can I just concede? Karn gets the Chain Veil, gets the fucking thing. I have nothing. Right? I'm not winning this. They're going to Karn. They're going to Chain Veil. They're going to do the same shit. They're going to cast Storm the Festival. That was abysmal. I can see how it's possible for this deck to beat that, but you would have to get incredibly lucky. Yeah, it does. Right? Like, you'd have to go Fatal Push your Dork, counter your Troll, like Vanishing Verse your Troll, Censor your Troll, counter your Kiora. It's just so hard. I don't know. But it's just like, how are you supposed to get that? How are you like, you're in a forest in the middle of nowhere. How the fuck are you supposed to be like, oh, well, that's Southern Italy. Alrighty. So I guess we start off Watery Grave. It is a small world after all. Disney told me that. Opt. Alright, so we're playing against blue-red. The question is, are we playing against the control blue-red with Narsets or the Phoenix blue-red? We're about to find out. Ledger Shredder. Well, get fucking pushed. Get fucking pushed. Maybe I wasn't supposed to push that. But I don't want them fucking looting away goddamn Phoenixes. We could return Yorion. I mean, what are they going to cast that we're scared of? I ain't scared of nothing. Nothing from you. Nothing you've got scares me. Oh yeah, I imagine if you invest some time into that, you could, like, if you like learn different languages and what they look like and stuff like that, I could imagine you could escalate your game pretty quickly in that game. Holy fuck, they could treasure cruise? They missed a land with pieces? Silly, silly, silly. Alright, we gotta hold up Verdict for their fucking treasure cruise that they're about to cast. Or we could just Memory Deluge if they do nothing, or they can Omen. Ledger Shredder. Sure. This might have been bad because they can loot away a Phoenix. Yeah, but we have the verse for it. Okay. Let's Deluge. We want land Void Rend. Play a land. We need to play one thing this turn. I guess we play the Omen of the Sea. I guess we just Void Rend this. Black, white, kill this. And then we have Vanishing Verse or Veto, depending on what they decide to get into. And like if they attack with the Phoenix, we could just Emperor it. Shredder, sure, acceptable. People are so into this card. So into it. Tape on the left side of a roof rack. We're in Kenya. Makes sense to me. Alright, do your looting. Another Phoenix. Alright, well... we counter this. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 4. I want to pay 2 life with this. Then I have Deluge plus Verse, or Verse plus Wandering Imp. Yeah. So funny how it was slept on through pre-release and stuff like that. Alright, we'll play Emperor at the end of turn and exile it. But we'll wait till the end step. Should we take the 2 for no reason, or should we just say fuck it and kill it? Like, let's just say fuck it and kill it. Bop, 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 bop. Play you. This plays around the Spell Pierce that they could have. GTFO. GTFO. Then we can Omen at the end step or Vanishing Verse. Probably Omen for sure. Just make sure you hit your land drops, you know? Oh no! My Wandering Emperor. What are we doing here? We're just looting? No, I can dig it. We're conniving. As long as you throw away those spells during, you know, your second main phase where you don't get to fucking get your Phoenixes back, I don't care what you do. I really would like to draw... I guess I could use a land here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get flashback to Deluge. We could Deluge looking for a thing. So we'll just chill. Huh. Okay. Powerful. It's not as powerful as I thought it was going to be, but pretty powerful. We'll have to verse a Phoenix. Yeah, Savannah Lions is like... There's so many more better versions of Savannah Lions. It's crazy. Kithion. I mean, they have a 1-mana Savannah Lion that's a fucking Planeswalker. I'm going to Memory Deluge to try and find an answer to this. Just a counterspell for this. Absorb and Teferi. I don't want them drawing another 3 cards. Yeah, Jackalpup was so good it needed a downside, and then you have this shit. Alright, so we're getting crushed by Phoenixes. 17. I wander the Emperor. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Phoenix. Ledge Shredder. It's back. Plus. Okay. I think I just want to play Teferi or Urion. I just want to play Teferi. I love Teferi. Teferi's my friend. Yields. Untap, untap. Yeah, I would have lost this game opponent to... I would have lost this game if opponent had a Spell Pierce, you know? Like, if they just have a Spell Pierce at any point in time, I'm just kind of fucked. Yep. The Wandering Emperor takes 1 point of damage. It's a tough bargain you're driving at, opponent. I hate wasting mana here, so I'm just gonna... get out of here. Untap. Plus Sky Noodle. We don't even need to do this. We could just hold up Deluge. Blink, blink. Done. These things come into play. Remember, you can use your Emperor at the end of turn. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Okay. Yo, I got axed. Bottom, top. Make a people. Alright. So we're in an okay spot here, right? Phoenix. Skills Wandering Emperor. No, I don't want you to Phoenix me. I don't want you to Phoenix me. What are we doing? Where are we going? We're going at the Wandering Emperor? Blop, blop, blop. Bottom. Fatal Push. Get out of here. Out of here. Pull up. I don't know why the fuck I'm attacking. Just flashback. No, fuck it. I'm attacking. Shambling Vent. Plus on the Shambling Vent. Oh my god, it's so broken. Nah. I guess I don't really care about this. I should save this for a treasure cruise that gets them back in the game. I know it's not. I know. Just let it go. Just let it go. There's a song about it. Let it go. Yeah. I'll just have to suffer with flashing back a Memory Deluge. We'll take you. Jerk. Jerk! Jerk. What a jerk. We're at Teferi Ultimate, so we're just gonna sit with everything up. We'll let them untap that. We're nice people. It's been a while since I've been able to Teferi Ultimate someone. Okay. Where the go blanks at? Let's go blank. I do want the portable holes. I don't know if I want the gusts. I want the veto. I don't think we need censors on the draw. We could play gusts. But I don't think we need... I guess we want gusts. Kaya exiles graveyards. Kaya seems good. All these cards seem fucking good. I just want to play 87 cards. Is that nothing? Let's get rid of omens. Let's get rid of these removal spells. We could keep the Heartless Act. No, they're going to have the 4-mana Jace. Right? 4-mana Jace becomes a big part of their game plan. So we want to make sure we can answer 4-mana Jace. I was thinking about killing the stupid 5-mana dragon if they play it, but they're probably not playing it. Alright, let's go. I don't want to get blindsided by that stupid dragon. Huh. I don't know. I'm scared of that 5-mana stupid Nimagus. We shall see. Yeah, maybe. Maybe Verdict's just a safety net for me and I can't let it go. It's so sweet though, Verdict. I love it. I'm going to Verdict them and then I'm going to go blank them and I'm going to be so happy. That'll make me happy. We just have to not die to stupid Teferi. That's it. We have to not walk into Spell Pierce or Mystical Dispute or any of those stupid cards that they're playing now. Oh, this hand's sweet. Vanishing Verse seems so strong against them. This card seems very good in this format. What does it not kill? Doesn't kill the 3/2 Bloodchief blood guy. Doesn't kill Kiora. Misses Greasefang. Doesn't kill Teferi. Maybe it sucks. But I don't see Greasefang in competitive things. Alright. Might as well put this into play tapped. Oh, opt. They have 5 cards in hand. Does not kill Karn too. That's kind of shitty. Let's just pay 2 here. And we yield. Now we have Vanishing Verse up. So they're going to go Birdie with Spell Pierce up. Young Heezy Peasy. Oh my god, it's been a while since I've seen you, my friend. I've missed you. Alright, so what do they do? They're definitely holding up whatever. Holding up a Spell Pierce. But we need to get this off the board. Who said Verdict's bad now, right? So they're holding up Spell Pierce. But we can just cast this. Hopefully they Spell Pierce it. Yeah. Yep. Now we can just untap and draw Veto. So now we can just go blank them, or we can verse this. Let's just get this fucker out of here. Just get out of here. I am scared of your potential. I've won so many games with this card. I cannot put into words how good this card can be. I love this card. It's one of my top 10 favorite Magic cards of all time. Young Peasy. I have these really sick Kylo Ren tokens. Kylo Ren elementals that RK posted that I play with. Okay. Well, now I feel kind of dumb. I guess, like, do you think they can cast 3 spells next turn? Or I could be able to go blank them. Alright, don't cast 3 spells, please. You only have 2 cards in hand, so just... No, stop it! I want to get to Phoenix with the go blank. Yeah, alright, give me a land. Give me a land. Give me a land. Oh, no! Ha! Waiting. One day. We can go blank, but it walks into Spell Pierce and stuff. I think we could just hold up Vetoes and Memory Deluge at the end of turn, and then get in a position where we can go blank with Veto back up. I don't want this to be countered. This is way too important. Yeah. One day. Alright, so they may now... They can now counter this. Deluge. I just want lands. I'm just looking for lands. Spell Pierce? Mystical Dispute. Ugh. A Braid. See, this is why I feel shitty about playing that one mana removal card. Portable Hole, because they're bringing in a Braids. Alright. Let's wreck your shit. Cast Wreck You. I was about to Dovin's Veto that. Did you know that? Did you know how bad that would have been? Alright. Your turn. Okay, so we are in a... Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna... One, two, three. I could return Yorion. Hold up Dovin's Veto. I'd like to draw land here very badly. That's kind of good. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yorion. They have the 1 mana counter? No, they do not. I don't want to Fatal Push this because then they'll get to loot. So I'm going to do it during their upkeep. No, I'm not. I'm going to wait for them to cast their... I'm going to wait for them to attack or something. Okay. This is not Expressive Iteration. That's for goddamn sure. Alright, we just need to... We have 1 card in hand. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just play this. Pass. No attacks. We gotta play defense, obviously. We have 2 absorbs. Yeah. Well, we got Dovin's Vetoes. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we just chill. And then we can Memory Deluge at the end of their turn. If we don't counter anything. We just chillin'. Well, yeah, but I mean, it also won us the game to kill, like... Oh, boy. Let's just... Let's just counter this. Alrighty. We could swing here, but I don't think we need to. I think we just gotta prevent them from drawing a treasure cruise. Just gotta prevent them from drawing treasure cruise. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of the puzzle. That will draw you 2 cards and fill up your graveyard. I will spend 1 card to answer your 2 cards. They get ahead if they do that, right? Alright, what the hell's in their hand? Probably a Mystical Dispute. Fatal Push. We could swing this. No. We don't need to do anything. We'll just wait and try and Memory Deluge at the end of the turn. Consider... What do they discard? Do they discard a... 14 cards is a lot of cards in the graveyard. And that's for goddamn sure. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deluge. Rip. Eiganjo, Seat of the Empire. I think we need the mana. Could Void Rend this and start attacking with this. Let's just play it as mana. I should just be attacking by this point. Hall of the Storm Giants. I want to be able to do multiple things in a turn. I want to play a Teferi. I want to play a Teferi, and I want to be able to play around Mystical Dispute, right? We'll cycle this at the end of turn. Right? I just want to be able to play around. All their permission is soft permission, generally speaking. Right? Spell Pierces, Disputes, right? So I want the mana to be able to pay for that kind of extra stuff. Right? Like if I cast a Teferi and then they dispute it, I'd much rather have the mana to go dispute, pay for veto, that kind of stuff. Alright, 1, 2, 3, cycle. Absorb. I want the mana to be able to do stuff. I just want to do stuff. Is that too much to ask? Maybe I'm playing too conservatively, but... I don't really want to Void Rend a Phoenix. So I could start attacking. But maybe... Nah, we'll just wait. That card's pretty cool. Alright, now we can Aether Gust the Phoenix when it attacks. So we'll attack now. We shall be aggressive. Be aggressive. Okay, well, that's fine. I accept. I have 7 cards in my hand. No, not really. I'm going to have to discard a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you son of a bitch. We can just push Hall for 4. I do have to discard a card here. Alright, I guess I'll discard Verdict. They usually only play like 2 Pyromancers. I have to discard a card. That makes me so sad. Yeah, we got through both of the Pyromancers. Plus, like, they're not going to resolve a spell. See? Verdict's useful, right? It's useful. Just got discarded. Sure. I just want to make sure we go to combat, right? I want to make sure we go to combat so they can't do anything too crazy. Then I'm just going to put that on top of your library. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could play Yorion and have 3 mana up. Does that stop? Yeah, I think that's probably fine. 1, 2, 3. Yorion. They did bottom the Phoenix. I'm gonna let that go. They win the game by going Treasure Cruise into something. We need to hold up the Veto to stop the Treasure Cruise. Boop, boop, boop. They're just sitting on double Treasure Cruise waiting for me to tap out like an idiot. Nice. Well, I did. Tapped out like an idiot. Now I'm going to lose because of it. Chache. Oh, Phoenix. That's not very scary at all. It's kind of scary. 1, 2, 3. Attack. Hold up Void Rend for this. Yeah, I'm down. Down to Clown. Yeah. I'm countering this. That card just refills their hand. I probably should just hold this back to block one of these Shambling Vents. Out of 5? Yeah, it's okay to go to 4. Good God. Alright, they have no cards in hand. I don't want them to be able to chain spells together. I'm going to Dovin's Veto this. And Fatal pushing this now just saves me a little bit of life. I'm going to Bloodchief Thirst this because they don't have anything else. Bloodchief Thirst this. And I go 1, 2, 3, Fatal Void Rend this. 1, 2, 3, Void Rend, Fatal Push. I'll save this for cycling next turn. If they attack with the Elemental, I'll use the Shambling Vents to block it. What did you draw? What the fuck did you draw? Go to combat. Go to combat. Don't attack with the Elemental. No, man, come on. Fatal Push. 1, 2, 3. I could lose if this gets countered. I could lose here. If they have a 1 mana removal spell, I just lose to this. So I think the safe play is to just Void Rend the Phoenix. What does Teferi do? Teferi. It says non-land on it. So I guess I need to play this. And we just portable hole the Elemental. And then we untap, untap. Alright, we're dead if they have something to kill this Shambling Vent. But we have to chump here. Alright, we're still alive, still in the game. Maybe I should have kept the Raffine's Tower to cycle, but we're going to plus here and find something. Copium? We are literally just dead. Yeah, we're dead. 1, 2. Why not Void Rend? Destroy target non-land. It's still a land. I'll show you. I can't even target it. I can kill these two. Vindicate was better. Void Rend does get through ward, but it says non-land. That's a land. Maybe I do need these. I don't like holes. I do like the verdicts because they're, well, I guess they showed a braid, so I don't really want these hold. Let's play this. Gust doesn't seem that great. It does deal with the Phoenix, but let's play Censors on the draw, on the play. What? Why couldn't you have uncountable instant speed Vindicate? I know, right? Yeah, but I was afraid. I'm afraid of the stupid Planeswalker, Jace, right? I'm afraid of Jace. You'd think, but like they have a bunch of like exile removal. That's what I was afraid of. I guess we could swap these. I was afraid of Jace. I wanted an answer to Jace, but apparently they're not even playing. 4-mana Jace. Right? Like, is it Phoenix? Jace Wheeler of Mysteries, Jace Wheeler of Mysteries. This one. This is Phoenix. That's why I wanted that card. Yeah, that card's very good, but we should have enough to deal with it with all this stuff. Alright, let's try again. Yeah, that's why I wanted the Void Rend, but we'll try the Hermits. We'll try to be more aggressive with the Censors. We have to play kind of fast because this is game 3. And I only have like 9-10 minutes left. Yeah. Well, I feel like I should care about this format and like this format, but I really hate it. Really hate this format. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard, man. To be the better person. On any other day, I would be playing Modern, but today, I'm trying real hard, Ringo, to be a different guy. Alright, would you like to play first? Does anyone get that reference, or is it too obscure? Alright, we'll keep. Oh, I only have 6 minutes? Alright, well, no talking. No talking. Silence. Silence. I just don't want to play the decks that I have to play to win the thing. Yeah! Pulp Fiction. I don't want to play the decks that I have to play to do well in this format, and I think that's the problem. I really have to play, like, mono green or black red or whatever. I don't want to play those cards. I just don't want to. And you can't make me. Let's just flashback the dude. No, my spells can't be countered. I'm the best. Yeah, well, I mean, you're either, you know, trying to get lucky with black-red mid-range, or you're casting... Oh, Kaya's hungry. Kaya's hungry. Kaya is so hungry. Oh, shit, I better tab better. Kaya's hungry for Arclight Phoenixes. And doesn't matter, right? Kaya's hungry. Kaya must feed on your graveyard. This is my unlicensed Hearst at home. Is this Kaya? Unlicensed Hearst at home? Kaya. Yeah, but that deck gets shit on. That mono white humans deck cannot beat black red to save its life. Oh, yes. Oh, Phoenix is hungry. Kaya hungry for Phoenix. Kaya must eat Phoenix. They got rid of the Spell Pierce. God. Look at how full their fucking graveyard is. And it's like turn fucking 3. I can't really comment too much on chat right now because I need to play really fast because I don't have much time. I'm sorry. After they cast their first spell, I mean, we're going to have to absorb their things and stuff. We're going to have to do a bunch of stuff here. This turn could be tricky, but it will determine the game. Kaya has eaten 2 Phoenixes. Kaya is kicking some ass. I saw some chart on Twitter about the popularity of Pioneer, and it was like, it was pretty hilarious. All right, what do we got? What is this? What are you doing? What are you doing? Arclight Phoenix, sure. We're attacking Kaya. Get out of here. Now they could Spell Pierce this, right? They could Spell Pierce this, loot away, which is what they're gonna do, and then try and kill Kaya. But this exiles this. They have to discard a spell here, and they get to kill Kaya. But I mean, we've gotten rid of 3 Phoenixes already, you know? So this is okay. This is all fine. 3 Phoenixes are gone. They're going to cast a 3rd spell to kill the Kaya. Alright. That's exiled. Kaya's gone. I mean, their graveyard's too big anyway to police. Play the land. We could Deluge now. I think we just hold up double absorb. We just have to stop Treasure Crew. They have 7 cards. 7 fucking cards, man. I'm gonna counter that. No, we're gonna find a verdict off this thing here. Just counter the Phoenix and keep Kaya. Because what's Kaya really doing, right? They're eventually going to get to the point where they have to kill... Like, the game's going to go beyond Kaya. And just taking a turn to keep Kaya up. They could have a lot of red removal spells that just kill Kaya, you know? Like, Kaya is not the be-all, end-all here. And, like, look at they have 10 cards in their graveyard. What the fuck is Kaya going to do? I'd much rather have the 3 Phoenixes gone, you know? And then set up for the future with, like, Memory Deluge into stuff. Like, I don't think I want to make this game about Kaya. I think I want to get the cards out of the game. Kaya's not going to live. Like, they have red removal spells. Kaya's just not going to live. It would be very optimistic to think that I could ultimate a Kaya in a game like this. Alright, I will, however... Deluge here to try and find a Fatal Push to kill this Ledger Shredder. Okay, well, I guess we'll take Verse. I guess we take Emperor Push. Shit. Treasure Cruise. Please let me draw a goddamn go blank. The red removal does not hit Kaya. You'll agree to disagree on that one. I don't think the game becomes about Kaya. Maybe it does. But look, I mean, they have 10 cards in their graveyard. They just treasure cruised, and they have 10 cards. So, like, I don't know what Kaya's going to do. Except for get killed. This is going to be a treasure cruise. I have to counter this, unfortunately. It's going to be a time walk or a treasure cruise or something crazy. I mean, they're just going to have to discard cards. Wild. 9 cards in the graveyard. Alright. They get to loot again. We do get to kill this fucking Shredder. But they are going to try and win with Jace. No, they have Jace Bellerin, the 4-mana Jace that I was talking about. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna Deluge now. And I'm gonna try and hit a Thoughtseize or something. I might just die if I tap out, but I think I need to do this now. Fuck. I probably just lost the game. I don't think one Absorb is going to beat 8 cards in hand. Now they just flashback iteration, time walk twice. Yeah. I wanted to hit a, like a Cling to Dust or something like that. I'm dead. I lost the game on the spot. Now they just double time walk. Yeah, if only had Kaya. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yep. I didn't draw a sideboard go blank, and I lost because of it. They're gonna win with Jace. They have Jace, and they only have 9 cards left, so they can win with Jace pretty easily. They have 6 cards left. And Jace mills 2, so all they need to do is play Jace plus Jace. Play Jace plus Jace, take an extra turn plus Jace. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they don't have Jace. Alright. I think I'm dead, if my math is correct. If they activate Hall. I think I go to 1. -1. I guess it was dumb to do what I did. I guess I shouldn't have done this. I thought I could hit, like, a Cling to Dust. Or, like, Fatal. I didn't think 1 Absorb would get me anywhere. I wanted to make progress. I mean, I knew they had the flashback card, right? I knew they had the flashback card, so, I mean, I wanted to hit Cling to Dust or Fatal Push or something, like some 1 mana, because I didn't think that 1 Absorb is enough to beat what they had going on, right? They had 7 cards in hand. I don't think an Absorb is going to beat it. I really wanted to hit one of these two, like a Cling to Dust. No, but I could have exiled the red, the double spell card. They're just for fun at this point. Right? So I could have exiled the red double, like the red Galvanic Iteration. Yeah, but I also thought that, like, you know, if I just counter that, I'm just so fucked, right? But I wanted to, like, get rid of that or get rid of Phoenix or something like that. I didn't think there was another opportunity for me to resolve the Memory Deluge. But it was wrong. I don't think I was winning that game just holding up one Absorb, though. Maybe. Maybe. Well, the problem is that spell, like, they had removal in game 2, right? They had Abrades, they had some Fiery Impulses, you know what I mean? Like, or not Fiery Impulse, they had Play with Fire, so they had a way to deal 3 damage to that thing, right? So they could have easily killed that thing. So that's why I was like, wanted to, you know, take advantage of it when I could. Draw 2s, draw 3s. We needed to draw go blanks, so we didn't. Every time I play this format, I'm like, I just need 4 go blanks. You know? I just want more go blanks. Just want more go blanks. What do we think of the deck? I mean, obviously, I didn't play it perfectly, but I have no idea what I'm kind of doing. What do we think of it? Kind of liked it. I liked some aspect of it. Not really having anything to deal with lands seems like an issue. But I, like, no Field of Ruins. Yeah. Yeah, Rest in Peace is legal. It just seems like, I mean, this deck's trying to, like, abuse the graveyard. I obviously haven't played it as much as the deck's creator. This dude is very willing to talk about it. I mean, just ask him questions. Here's the tweet again if you wanna. Yeah. I mean, we lost to, in game match 1, we almost lost to a castle, the White Castle. What the hell is it called? The White Castle from Throne of Eldraine. Ardenvale? Castle Ardenvale. So we almost lost to Castle Ardenvale in the first Control Mirror. We kind of beat the Control Mirror. We just got kind of lucky. It's just a hard format. Yeah, we lost to Castle Ardenvale. We lost to Hall of the Storm Giants. Void Rend not being able to hit Hall of the Storm Giants. I mean, I'm sure there was some other things I could have done those games. Probably could have won those games if I tried hard. It's crazy. I won game 1, but then brought in 9 cards and lost both games. But they also had Spell Pierces and stuff. So it was a interesting game. You definitely have to play this deck a lot more than I've played it to get better at it. I mean, I could have tried to save the Kaya. Maybe it was right to absorb the Phoenix and then Vanishing Verse the thing and then just save the Kaya. But I figured that they would have red spells that would be able to kill Kaya. Like Play with Fires or, you know, something like that. But maybe it was just wrong. Maybe I should have just gone all in on the Kaya, absorbed the Phoenix, Vanishing Verse the stupid Ledger Shredder, and just kept Kaya alive. Maybe that was right. I probably fucked up when I did that. Maybe keeping Kaya alive would have been... They wouldn't have been able to do as much Treasure Cruise, but I mean, they cast 4 Treasure Cruises, 3 Time Walks, or 2 Time Walks, and 4 Divinations. Yeah. They had the Play with Fire, right? And some of these lists are playing Strangle, and we saw a Braid. I don't know, man. It's so hard. Like, here's a Strangle, right? Here's Fiery Impulses. Here's, I don't know. Everyone, like this list has Thing and Ices. The big problem is I haven't played enough of this format to know the one-ofs and know what I need to care about. Like, that whole game, I was, like, afraid of Jace, right? You heard me. I need to play around Jace. I need to play around Jace. I need to play around Jace, right? And they didn't even have it. They just brought in 4 young pyromancers. They didn't even have a Jace. And I'm like, my entire game plan was just, no, I mean, I'm okay. It's just whatever, you know? Like, this format requires a lot of playing to stay up with the meta. And I don't play it. So, you know, I probably should have kept Kaya alive. And that probably would have been a better game. But, you know. We get to open a pack here. We get 6 chests. Hell yeah. Let's go. Brokers, garbage. This card was the most annoying card in Standard. This card was in Standard the same time that Nykthos was in Standard. And it was the worst thing in the entire world. Because you'd just be like, make 30,000 mana, use Voyaging Satyr, untap my Nykthos, tap my Nykthos, manifest the top 30 cards in my library. And it was the worst thing for Star City Games coverage, because it was Star City were the people back then, and it was awful. This card was a nightmare. Green-white deck. Yo, I don't remember if it had Fleece Mane, but it was the green-white.